Hello, my fellow knights and warriors. This is a playthrough of Wurzburg. It was first game of the Modern Battle series published by the Simulation Publication Incorporated in 1975. A series of the games about the possible conflicts during the Cold War era. And this is quite an interesting game, mostly because it is fairly easy game. If you ever met with games about the Cold War era or days conflict, you will probably notice that a lot of them are very complex, while this game is completely opposite. This is an easy game, quick to learn, fun to play, probably not the most realistic war game ever made. I guess so, but I found it pretty cool to play, and that's why I decided to give it a try after reading the rules. So this is going to be my attempt to play it and to show you and to explain how this game works. This is going to be the first scenario for this game, Advance to Contact. Uh, this is a scenario where both sides are starting off board, mostly in the game in the scenarios for these games for this game most of the units are starting off board, and both sides are attempting to capture as many hexes of Wurzburg as possible. Americans are starting from the south, while Soviets are starting from the north. A lot of units are going to arrive later as reinforcements. So, the structure of the game is pretty easy. You have turn 1 when you move, then you attack, and then the enemy goes on with his own stuff. Later, in the more advanced scenarios, there comes different stuff like support points that simulate presence of the Air Force, or special weapons, like, for example, in this game, nuclear weapons. But in this particular scenario, we are not going to see any of this. This is clearly a land forces battle, with a small exceptions, as you will see. Each of these units have a couple of factors. Most of them have 3, some of them have 5. The ones with a 5 are support units, while the ones with 3 are regular units. Each of them has 3 basic factors: attack strength, defense strength, the middle one, and the movement allowance, the right one. Units with 5 factors are support units. They have a barrage factor, which is used when they attack independently or they are supporting attack. Final protective fire factor, which is used when they support defense of the friendly unit. Range factor, which shows on how many hexes they can support friendly units. And finally, down below, defense factor, which is used when they are attacked by the enemy units. And movement allowance. So there aren't many factors in this game, and it is pretty easy to handle them. There are some oddities in this game that make it quite unique, but I will show you them later. So we can ignore special weapons phase, because like I said, there are no special weapons in this scenario, so we will only use movement and combat phases in this game. Scenario takes 6 turns, so it's not going to be very long to play. Let's carry on with turn 1. American player is the first player, and he can enter anywhere from the south edge of the board. I'm going to start with this tank battalion, and it starts with this road. Please remember that units are moving in column when they are entering the board. This means you have to pay for the units that already entered the game. I will show you. When you are moving down the road, you pay a half of your movement point. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11 and a half, and that would be all. This one is an autobahn. It is different only to show that this is an autobahn, so a railway, not or rather highway. Sorry, highway, not a road, but it works just like any other road. Okay, so we moved this tank battalion, and we can move another. And now I have to spend a half of the movement point out of the board, because it is assumed that the hex you enter is the same that the hex which is the last hex you moved out of the board. So we assume that it is also that this unit enters from the road, and it has to spend a half of movement point before entering the board, because there was one unit that already entered from the hex. So a half, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11 and a half. And now, another important note. There are no stacks in this game. You can cross the hexes that are occupied by your friendly units, but you cannot end your movement with more than one unit on the single hex. This is very important thing to remember, because well, this is quite a unique feature. Mostly in the war games you can stack units, but not in this game. So they are going to end their movement here. Next, this battalion has to spend one movement point off board, because there are two units that already entered from this hex. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, next we have this artillery unit. It has to spend 1.5 movement point out of the board because of 3 units entering from the same hex. So it was 1.5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 11 and a half. So I'm not going to move closer. I have a 7 hexes range, so it should be just fine for me to support any other any of my units that are going to fight there. And now combat helicopters unit. This is a very special unit, the only one and unique for this particular game, because it has 30 movement points and it's not paying for the hexes it is on. So it moves by paying 1 movement point per hex, and no matter what kind of terrain this hex is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay. So that's all for the American movement. We have no Soviet units on board, so we cannot make any attacks now, and we are going to Soviet part of the game, and now Soviet player can move his units. I will start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9.5, and now a half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is a river. When you want to cross the river, you have to spend 3 additional movement points, and of course you have to pay for the hex which is on the other side. So I already spent 9 movement points, so I cannot move here. But if I would be there, and there would be 8 movement points here, then I can spend 3 movement points to cross the river and 12 to end my movement there on the other side of this river. And now dam. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now you can ask me, why not here? And this is another tricky thing. In this game, you have to attack in your combat phase all the units of the other player that are adjacent to you. It's not like you want to attack or not. No, you have to attack. This makes you a bit reluctant when you want to move on the hexes adjacent to the enemy units, as long as you don't have enough forces. So, a half for entering from the same hex than the other, so it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. 1.5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7.5, 8.5. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and that's where this artillery is going to stop. And now this group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. This one writes here, right in the column. Same goes to them. And there were 3 units entering this hex, so it will be 1.5. So it will be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so that's the entire Soviet movement phase. And now, Soviet player has no units adjacent to the enemy, but he has his artillery, and he can now perform a barrage attack versus enemy units if his artillery has any enemy units in its range. This artillery has a range of 7, this artillery has a range of 8. So let me check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this artillery hasn't anyone in its range, while this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, this one has enemy units in its range. So I'm going to make attack versus these American tanks. It will be 4 versus 3. This is 4 minus 3. Yes, because in this game you are subtracting defender's strength from attacker's strength. You are not calculating the odds, but instead you have to subtract defender's defense strength from attacker's attack strength. So it's 4 minus 3, so it is plus 1. We are going to the mobile combat results table because this game has 2 combat results table, mobile and active. In general, mobile is more focused on minimizing your losses and forcing any side to move as a result of combat. While active combat results table is focused on inflicting the losses. For the most of the combat, you are going to use mobile combat results table. Active combat results table can be used only when scenario allows you to do it. In this particular scenario, each side may declare that it is going to use active combat results table in the one turn. So you feel that you want to inflict losses to the enemy, so you declare that in this turn you will use active combat results table in your attacks. But you can do it only in the one turn for the entire game, so use it wisely. But when artillery performs its solo attack, it always uses mobile combat results. So we have 4 minus 3, so it will be plus 1, but enemy is in the town. And then we have to check for the terrain effects chart, and town provides shift of 2. So this is going to be plus 1, and then we are moving to the 2 in favor of the defender, so it will be minus 1. Next, we are making a die roll with 1d6, and we got 5. 5 in the minus 1, this is A1. This says attacker retreats 1 hex. But when you perform a barrage, then you can ignore all the results that are for the attacker. Well, guess that's obvious. It is artillery after all. And we achieved nothing. And this concludes turn 1. Because, like I said, Soviets have no friendly units adjacent to the enemy, so they cannot perform any land attacks. So that would be the end of the battle. We are going to go with turn 2, and let me show you. Soviets are going to get no reinforcements in this turn, but from the other side, Americans are going to get a couple of new units in the turn 2. Let's carry on the game with turn 2, and there are a couple of American reinforcements arriving, but let's start with the ones that are already on board. So I have to capture a couple of Wurzburg hexes if I want to win, and as you can see, it won't end without fight. There are too many of these hexes to simply win by capturing a couple of them and holding them until the end. Well, you have to attack to size some of them. And now, what I'm going to do, let me check terrain effect chart. For the woods hex I have to spend 2 movement points, so if I would like to attack them, they have a defense strength of 2 with this tank battalion, then I will have 3 versus 2, it will be plus 1, and column shift of 2 because they are in the town hex. I would like to secure this area, or from the other hand I might try to do something like this. 1, 2, and then here. my helicopters have a support range of 3. So if I will hold them here, they will be able to... Okay, no, that's perfect. So they will cover the entire zone. And now, or maybe, let me think. The problem is that I would like to, for example, move on the other side of the river and then make attack Soviets from here. Sounds like a good idea, right? The only problem is that when you are forced to retreat through the river, then you have to suffer a loss. So, in fact, your unit is eliminated. So, maybe it would be a good idea to let me check 3 movement points for crossing the river. So it will be 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that's good because now I won't have to worry about the modifier for attack through the river. But if there would be another American unit now attacking them from here, then I would have include river modifier, even if this unit would be involved in the combat too, because you are always using these modifiers that are most beneficial for the defender. So this one moves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and this one goes here to stop Soviets from crossing this river. And now I have to move my reinforcements. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11 and a half. Too bad I don't get any additional artillery units. They would be good. Now a half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. 1 and a half, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11 and a half. This artillery has a range of 7, so one, two, three. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I will be able to provide some support here. So that's all there. But now I have my second column, which is going to enter the board from this zone. So it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and now I cannot move here because I would need 3 movement points for moving through the river and 2 for entering the woods. So I would need 5, and I have 3 left, so no. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So that's for American movement in this turn. And now American combat. I have to attack here because both of these hexes are adjacent to the enemy unit, and I think I made a mistake. Or not, sorry. They have 2 hexes range, so I cannot support this attack. Oh, that's bad. I can only use artillery support, but I wanted to use it here, so I cannot use it there. Well, that's my mistake. Okay, mistakes are something that always happen in the war. So now let's carry on with attacks. I will start here. It's 3 versus 2. It's +1 and -2 for the town. So let's go. This is mobile, and +1 -2 is -1. So we are going to use this column, and now it's 4. 4 -1 is A1. So attacker has to retreat 1 hex. That's not a big deal. And now here, that's where I'm going to use my artillery. So it is 5 versus 2. Soviet player also declares that he's using this artillery. He cannot use this one because you can see they have no defense support. So it is 1 plus 2, so it's 3 versus 5. 5 versus 3 is +2. So we will use a column of 2, 3 and -2 because of the town. So it's 0. And a roll 6 in the 0, A1. Attacker retreats 1 hex. That's unfortunate. Now, where I'm going to run? Into these woods? I guess yes. I'm not going to get close to the river, because if I will get close to the river and the Soviets will push me back, then this will be a problem. Okay, so let me see if I can use any of these, if I can use these helicopters in any attack. They have a range of 2, so 1, 2, no, I cannot use them to support to make any attack. So that's all for the Americans, and now we are going on with Soviets. Soviets get no reinforcement in this turn. They are going to get the reinforcements in the next turn, so they have to wait a bit. And now their actions. So what they are going to do? I'm going to move this mechanized battalion here, and this one there, so they will block American movement in this direction. And now as for Wurzburg, they are quite strong. They have a defense of 3, so that's not a good thing. Let me see. Soviets have 5 hexes of Wurzburg under control now, and Americans have 1. Because these that are in the zones of control but not occupied by enemy, or with the zones of controls of both sides, do not count. So Soviets are in the good position for now, but I would like to get something more. So I will move this one here, and this one will go there, while this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they will try to get rid of these American nasties, and I will send them support with this battalion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to drive Americans out of here. Now they are defending this zone to not let Americans outflank me. Alright, so that's fine. I am not doing anything else now. Yeah, so let me resolve my attacks. Actually, I have only 1 attack to resolve, so it's here. And now, this is 4, 8, 11. versus 3 and 4. 11 versus 4, it will be plus 7. So tables, so it will be 6, 8. And now they are in the woods. Woods shift 2. So it was 6, 8 into the 2, 3. So let's make a roll. It's 5 in the 2, 3. It is BR. Both the attacker and defenders must retreat 1 hex. Defender retreats first. And now, when you retreat, you cannot retreat through the river or into the enemy zones of control or onto the hexes that are occupied by friendly units. But you can displace friendly units if it is possible, if they can make such a movement. Here, in this situation, I haven't much a problem because I can retreat safety here, and now Soviets, they have to retreat there. So that's fine for Americans and Soviets, and that's all because Soviets used all the artillery support for this sole attack. And that's the end of the Soviet actions. No more Soviet combats. Yes, so that's the end of the turn 2. Okay, this is turn 3, and I think this is a moment where Americans have to make more decisive actions if they want to achieve something, because so far it looks like a stalemate, and that's not something I enjoy. So let's try to do something more aggressive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6.5, 9.5, 11.5. So they have enough strength, let's hope, to get rid of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And now here. Let me see. One. One. One, 2. 2.5. 5.5. 7. 1, 2, or maybe not. 1. 1.5. 4.5. 6.5. 7. So yes, I'm going to do some massive attack, hoping that this will make Soviets suffer enough damage so they will be off Wurzburg. Let's hope so. Now half, 1.5, 4.5, 5.5, 7.5, 7.5. Okay. I'm going to make multiple attacks, and because of that, Soviets won't be able to use their artillery to support all of them. They will have to choose where they are going to use it. 1, 2, 3, or maybe 4. Let me check. This is roof terrain. Roof terrain 4. Yeah. So it's 4, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5, 6.5. They will attack here, they will attack there. So I can still bring the one here. and the 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 there. So that's all here, and now let's go with reinforcements because we are going to get some. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. A half, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And they are going to stay here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. Okay, that's all for the American movement, and now let's carry on with American attacks. Now American player has an option to use active combat results table, because he can use it only once per game in a single turn. So the question is if I want to do it. I think no. Why? Because in a current situation I'm planning to make my attacks not to suffer losses to Soviets, but instead to force them to retreat onto positions where they cannot retreat, and thus they will be able, they will have to suffer losses too. So that's the plan. Let's see if it will work. Here I have 4 and 3, so it's 7 versus 2, it's 5 and minus 2 because of the town. So it is 5 minus 2, it is plus 1, and let's roll. 5 in plus 1, both sides have to retreat. So Americans are retreating like that. And this Soviet unit cannot retreat because all the hexes are on the other side of the river, and thus it is eliminated. Yeah, that was the plan. Now here, these two are attacking these Soviets. They have 6 versus 2, it's 4, and they will take a support of this one artillery. Yeah, I will take this artillery support. So it is 1, so I have 7 versus 2, so it's 5, and minus 2. It's 5 minus 2 plus 1. 4 in the plus 1, both sides have to retreat. Americans are retreating like that, and Soviets, they cannot. American zone of control, American zone of control, American zone of control, American zone of control. So they are dead. This one attacks here. So this is 3 to 2, this is plus 1. And Soviets are calling for artillery support. So this is 3 to 3, 1 to 1. It's 5 in the 1 to, in the 0, so this is A1. Attacker has to retreat. They can retreat, so they are retreating there. They are attacking here, or maybe not. I will start there. 2, 5, 8, and 10. So it's 10 versus 2. It's 8. It's 6, 8 minus 2 because of the town 2, 3, and 4 in the 2, 3. Defender retreat 1 hex. They cannot, they are dead. And I am taking this hex. And now here 3 plus 2, so it's 5 versus 2, it's 2, 3, minus 2, it's 0. and one in 0 D1. Defender has to retreat 1 hex, they can, and I am taking this hex. So that's all for the American attacks. I can now mark all of them as again available to use, because as you probably noticed, you can use your support units twice in the turn, one in your combat turn and second time in enemy combat phase. And this is all when it comes to the American attacks, so now Soviets are to go. Okay, so it's Russian time to shine. And well, they suffered some losses during the American attack, and now their options are limited. First of all, I have to drive some of Americans out of this Wurzburg, and let me see how can I do it. I'm going to get them out of here, because if I want, then this group will probably cut them off and destroy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3. So they are going to launch their attack here. Another group needs to drive Americans off there, but I don't have much of the stronger units, apart from the ones that are coming as reinforcements. So let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that's good. I guess I will be able to achieve something here. This one can drive here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. Okay. 1, 2. Oh no, sorry. A half. 1, because there was one unit that already entered the board from this hex, so a half. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So that's my movement, and now Soviet attacks. I am going to use my mobile combat results table. I don't think I have a good opportunity to use the other one. So I will start here, and I have 4, 7, and 10 versus 3. So it is a difference of 7, and Americans are calling for a support. So this will be 6. I mean 10 versus 3 plus 1, so it will be 10 versus 4, so it will be 6. And we are in the on the column 6, 8, and minus 2 because of the woods. It will be 2, 3. Let's roll. Oh, 1. D2. Defender has to retreat 2 hexes, and Americans cannot retreat anywhere because this and that hexes are in the enemy zones of control. And due to this fact, this tank battalion is dead. Soviets are attacking here, are advancing here. Now there. I have 2 plus 4 versus 7 versus 3 plus 2. So it's 7 versus 5. So it's plus 2 and minus 2 because of the down. So it was plus 2 and minus 2. We are moving down to 0. And it is 5 in the 0, A1. Attacker retreats 1 hex. And finally here, it is 3 versus 2 plus 3. So it's 6. And let me see. I cannot give them any support here because these combat helicopters are too far. So it is 3 plus 3, so it is 6 versus 2, it's 4. So this is 4 in the column of 4-5, no modifiers because this is clear terrain, and it is 5 in the 4-5 D1. Defender retreats 1 hex. At last they can retreat here. So Soviets are advancing here, but looks like currently Americans control majority of the Wurzburg, and this is no good because if such a situation would be at the end of the game, then Americans would be victorious. But this is just a half of the game, so many other things might happen. I guess this is a moment when I can make a stop for this half of the game, and I'll be back soon with the second half of this scenario. Till then, bye.